Broadcasting live from RISKWORLD 2022 at the Moscone Center in San Francisco, it's time for Workplace MVP, brought to you by R3 Continuum, a global leader in helping workplaces thrive during disruptive times. Now, here's your host.
Hi, everyone. Jamie Gassman here, your host of Workplace MVP, coming to you from RISKWORLD 2022. And with me is Shari Paul. Hi, Shari.
Hello.
And welcome to the episode. Give me a little background of your role and who you're with.
I am here with Alliant Insurance. We are one of the largest brokers in North America, and I do all of the digital marketing, digital media for the company.
Wonderful. And I know you have a very specific topic. I think you guys even have your own podcast. What's the name of your podcast?
We do. We have quite a few podcasts, actually, because we have so many different specialties that there is, the financial R&R with Ron and Ryan. That's one of the most popular ones. We've got some digging in with our agribusiness team, and then just a blanket Alliant specialty podcast.
Yeah, kind of covers a whole
covers
gamut of different topics and area conversations around the industry. And I know one of the things that we were talking about before we jumped on our mics was about the power of social media in this industry. So what are some of your thoughts around that?
Absolutely. What's interesting about the insurance industry is that it's not very social media, I don't want to say savvy, but it's hard to get someone on board with doing the social media or seeing the ROI or seeing the value in it. And what we discovered with the pandemic is that there was a lot of opportunities with doing podcasts, with doing the webinars, with doing different type of digital media and digital experiences that worked out phenomenally. So that's...
Yeah, so it's almost like creating an ecosystem from your organization, basically, that extends out of just the in-person opportunities like a conference, because obviously in the last couple of years, it wasn't as readily available.
Right.
And, virtually, it's tough to network on a conference virtually, from what I've found. So talk to me, like, if somebody was really wanting to put together, kind of from a social media perspective, kind of a program and promoting that internally, how could they build that case internally to kind of get that kind of moving through the ranks?
Yeah, what's great is to find your cheerleaders, right? To find those evangelists of social media, and we have quite a few that have gone out and actually started their own blogs. They post on social media, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, almost daily. And from that, what we have found actually is we're getting a lot of press attention. So we have gotten quite a few journalists reach out to us based on the topics that we've been putting out to do interviews. So it's actually been phenomenal.
Yeah, so it's like almost like finding those thought leaders that are willing to present themselves as that in a very public way.
Right. I mean, you put a thought leadership piece out or, an article or something like that or press release, and it's one-dimensional. Mm-hmm. So you don't really get to go into the different thoughts or, it's just that at that one time. But when you've got a lot of people on talking about what's going on, you get a lot more, I think, bang for the buck there.
Yeah, absolutely. And like staying really current with industry trends and things that you're seeing and, people that might be they're looking for something right now.
Absolutely.
Not that happened, 4 years ago. They want to know what's the current world. So if you've got like somebody who maybe is a little hesitant in your organization, but they're brilliant, what are some of the tactics you've used to convince them to get behind your microphone?
Constantly asking, constantly, come on, I know you can do it. I know you can do it. Yes, we've had a few that are reluctant, but once you get them going and they get that first podcast under their belt, then they understand that it's easy.
Yeah, once they get the taste of that media,
right,
and the attention,
just
absolutely.
Like
all of us, right? We can like thrive on that in a way.
Absolutely.
So if there was one like leaving, idea or advice or concept you wanted to leave, on this episode for anybody that might be, listening post show, what would that be?
Just do it. Jump in and do it. you don't have to worry about equipment. There's a million different ways to do it. There's lots of, mics and things that we do ours on Zoom, so we do produce them afterwards, but, just get in there and do it. There are so many topics and so many news items that just, hit the airways that you got to get something out there quick. And having someone sit down and write something or try to respond to it, it just doesn't work as well as doing, a podcast or a social media feed.
Yeah. Wonderful. Well, it's been great to have you on.
Thank you so much.
Episode. Yes, thank you so much for joining us. And if somebody wanted to get a hold of you to get more information from you, how can they reach you?
www.alliant.com, or you can give me an email at shari.paul@alliant.com.
Wonderful. Thanks again so much for joining us.
Thank you for joining us on Workplace MVP. R3 Continuum is a proud sponsor of this show and is delighted to celebrate most valuable professionals who work diligently to secure safe workplaces where employees can thrive.